What's up, guys? It's Nate Pennington, your favorite co-host of the Vuyo show. We're here at Berkeley College, here with the New York Africa Chamber of Commerce. Come inside and see what we got going on.
I'm first of all honored that people took time out of their day to come, especially during this busy UNGA summit season where there's so many events to go to, but they chose to come here. And just seeing a variety of people from the private sector, and then the public sector, whether government or nonprofits also represented here, has been also something that has touched my heart, as well as the youth engagement, because I'm about intergenerational conversations, and long time for me, I'm big on creating intergenerational wealth.
So to be part of a Chamber of Commerce, and this one particularly, is something that I am honored. And so what is very important in small business is to organically grow relationships at the cash register, right at the point of sale.
People there, they're ready to buy goods from New York. Their challenge is to pay in US dollars and to pay immediately. So what we have to do collectively is try to identify ways to provide them with trade guarantees in order to make sure they can acquire the goods and they'll be able to sell their products and services as well here in the US. That's
one of the things that is being trending and that's very clear to the US is that a lot of African businesses have been turning to Asia to do business. And because they've been turning, and this started when I was doing work with the Obama administration, he was very aware of the fact that African businesses, African corporations are turning to other global markets. EU, European Union, has already been they've changed their stance in terms of doing business. So, and what Uzi said is very critical. Institutional capacity building, having a chamber engaged in advocacy and bringing this conversation. When you have an institution like the New York Chamber of Commerce engaged in institutional advocacy for businesses to do business with Africa and make sure that they can repatriate their foreign currency, but also for businesses in Africa that they can come and seek opportunities here. This is how you get to the table. So Uzi, your vision is right on point. It's not that these institutions are not aware, but organizing from an institutional capacity perspective allows you to be on those tables where decisions and conversations are happening.
When I moved here, I thought about ways of making money, and that was like using my talent and skills to do that. And I'm here actually asking to our leaders that please help us as immigrants when we're here and we're trying to find our ways. So I don't know how I can work with you with regards to your platform, bringing talent.
Thank you. First of all, I can't make promises, right? Jeff K. said, don't wait for what your country can do for you, but what can I do for your country? What can you do for your country? That said, we also have to be very careful of that, when the entitled mentality as well. We have to hold each other, one another accountable. And I'm not a charity case here in terms of I don't know how to deal with. I do give back, but it's not I'm not the person who could always just say, I give where I'm able to give, and that's where people should be able to contribute in whatever little way they can contribute. And maybe that's one of the reasons maybe the chamber is also there, because therefore it could show you, there could be resources that we could advise you to go to maybe the SBDC, you could go to the consulates. That's where, we could advise you to go, not directly giving you the solutions or the funding. No, I'm just giving an example. Or we could advise you on where to get funding and how to get funding. Because for me, that's actually one of the solutions I wanted, right? That's one of the vision I had. I want us to be able to know where to access funding and how to access funding, because every business is at a different point in its growth. Some people need what do they call it? Awareness. They need the exposure. Other businesses are beyond exposure and awareness. They need the funding. And that's where you can tell where, that's why we have some, like this room is comprised of private sector, public sector, that is non-profit, and government. And
I have a pressing question for you, Lucy, right? I want you to just talk a bit more about your vision for the chamber, right? We talk a lot today about the opportunities, why now, why the chamber, but I really want you to just talk a bit more about your vision for the chamber, and particularly how people in the room today can support and be a part of this vision.
Thank you so much, Sandra. I mean, we have had an epiphany. I've been involved with the diaspora for close to 20 plus years. And one of the things, I would like to honor Dr. Phumzile Mlambo for coming, the first South African deputy president, a woman deputy president, and the head of UN. Thank you. Yes. And so, I know I have all protocols observed, you know. So, so back to my trend of thought. I felt the need for us to build more institutions, because as an individual, you've heard of the saying, if you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go alone. So that is what this chamber meant to me, because I've been surrounded by extraordinary talent. I've been honored to have been given platforms, but how do I share these platforms with others in a way that's meaningful? And I came to a business school, and then I see the opportunities for growth on the continent. But I've also seen situations whereby certain doors are not open when you're an individual, but they're open when you're an institution. Or you're included in, when you have a platform, after that platform, when you're an individual, that flame might die down. But institutions live beyond us. And so for me, that's one of the reasons I felt I needed to bring but I wanted to do it differently, whereby we just went with a vision, as opposed to focusing on what cannot be done. Because if we focus on what cannot be done, you'll never move. That's one step. That's why just going with who is willing to pour into it, and we'll figure out the rest of it as it goes along, and we'll get input from the best minds around. So for me, that was the vision.
Good afternoon, everyone. Very well done, Lucy. My name is Tawa Afuja. I'm actually from Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm the managing partner of Dentons Lagos. To you, Lucy, this is very laudable. But one of the things that we found out is access to legal services and an understanding that you actually do need these legal services. So what I would be suggesting is that, or asking is, would there be some sort of legal regulatory desk within the chambers that would allow investors, and it's both ways, inbound into Africa and outbound from Africa into the US. It's important that there is an understanding and an awareness for the need for first-class legal services, which we provide, but more importantly for businesses, and particularly the small businesses, to understand the importance that from word get-go, you need legal advice, but also what we've also found out is the bigger companies muscling the young, smaller companies to accept terms and conditions that, one, in the long run will never be favorable to them. And just because of the fact that they're small, they're not really able to identify all these terms and conditions that could be detrimental to the business. So what I'm, in conclusion, is that thank you very much, Pussy, but I would ask that we do include regulatory stroke legal services or advice or tests or pointers to both the inbound and the outbound African businesses. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's Tendai and Vince's question. You could help us with that.
Okay, I think one of your services is public-private partnerships. So I will start there. We have a lot of resources in the tri-state area. I mean, in New York, there's an SBDC network, New York State. In New Jersey, we are with the New Jersey state. So if you need legal assistance or legal advice, start with your SBDC here in New York, depending on which borough, which city you are at. The second thing, I work for a university, for Rutgers Business School in Newark. We've got Newark, New Brunswick. We have one of the best law schools in the area, or if not the country, Rutgers Business Law School. Within that law school, they provide legal services to the small business community. This is a relationship I brokered many years ago. They're called Rutgers Law Clinics. So they can help with things like reviewing contracts, reviewing intellectual property conditions, reviewing terms of references, etc. You know, nothing too that requires you to hire a lawyer at the end of the day. So you need to be able to leverage relationships, even if, like she mentioned, a group. Strategic partnerships are very important if you want to go further. And like Lucy said, if you want to do it alone, go fast. If you want to do it with far, do it with other people. A lot of times mentally as business people, we don't think we can engage in private-public partnerships. We want to do it alone. We don't seek those relationships. They are available if you only do your research.
I would read what Tunde said, is that there are many resources that are available in the public sector that are cost-free. And one of the challenges in public services many times is to get people to take advantage of them. So what Busi's putting together in this chamber by reaching out and getting the people that are relevant to your service to be available and to know that there are places to go. In the SBDC, we work with U.S. Customs, we work with U.S. Commercial Service, we partner with Exim Bank, we partner with many economic development organizations, and by knowing where to refer specific cases takes a burden off of your shoulders and a cost out of your pocket. Because when you take advantage of what's already available for you at no cost, you certainly have money to invest in other things. And so I am adamant on the fact that there are no-cost services that we must take advantage of and then expand to the private sector on a laser-focused outcome of your dollars. And that's where a Chamber of Commerce, networking, and everyone here today is a start of making those connections. So thank you.
Thank you. And also to add on to that, you also have the private partnerships, right? Because there are some people who are past free services and they need for-profit services, and you can, whether it's a real estate lawyer, whether it's a IP, intellectual property lawyer, like I know, I have a friend I've not seen in many years who's one of the top IP lawyers in New York, you know, who's here as well. So those are some ideas. It's having that database with resources that can sort out your different pain points.
So we have the Mayor's Office of International Affairs in the House, and speaking about advocacy, right? They have been instrumental in really helping to change the narrative and being at the forefront of a lot of the discussions that we are having here today. So I would love to invite them up to just say a few words. We have Aisata and Dilip, who are both Deputy Commissioners at the Mayor's Office of International Affairs. So please welcome them to the stage.
Thank you. This event feels like homecoming. I have seen some people that I haven't seen since my childhood. So it's really, really wonderful to be in this room. Excellencies, honored guests, it is an honor to be here to celebrate the launch of the New York Africa Chamber of Commerce. And I particularly want to start by thanking our sister, Busi, for the vision that she is having for this chamber. And I also want to thank Benga, Sandra, and all of those that put this event together. This occasion really marks an important step towards building a stronger economic, cultural, and social ties between New York City and the African continent. Chambers of Commerce in New York play a vital role in the economic landscape of New York City. They serve as critical connectors, bringing together businesses, entrepreneurs, and investors from all corners of the world. And as a hub for commerce, innovation, and diversity, New York City thrives on these connections. The establishment of the New York Africa Chamber of Commerce will help create opportunities for African businesses to access the vast resources of our city, while also opening doors for New Yorkers to engage with the immense potential of the African markets. We live in an interconnected world, and it is crucial that we continue to build bridges that facilitate trade, investment, and collaboration between our city and our international partners. The African continent, with its growing economies and vibrant communities, presents a wealth of opportunities. From technology and infrastructure to culture and tourism, the possibilities for mutual growth are really endless. The launch of this chamber represents more than just an economic relationship. It's about fostering understanding, shared prosperity, and lasting partnerships. And by strengthening the ties between New York City and Africa, we can ensure that our city remains a global leader while contributing to the growth and development of African economies. Once again, we want to congratulate everyone that is involved in this important endeavor. We look forward to seeing the incredible impact that this chamber will have on New York City and on Africa alike. And we want to share our administration's support and our commitment to ensuring that New York City and Africa are always connected. Once again, thank you for hearing my speech, and Busi, sister, we're very proud of you. Thank you.
Chamber of Commerce, network with the small business owner. That's the most critical part to go to the next level. Talk is there, knowledge is there, but practically it is going to affect only all of you. If you are going to register your business to do the New York business with the New York City, it is the first step. If you are a woman business enterprise, if you are a minority, make sure you get certified as an MWB certification. So this chamber is going to see. From the administration, I can tell you, whenever you need the speaker for the minority affairs, for any small business services, we are there to provide all the support to this Chamber of Commerce.
I would love to invite Mr. Thierno Habib Han. He's a managing director of the Shelter Afrique to come up and say a few words.
I mean, 2 minutes for people coming from the continent. I'm not sure that's fair. You guys are outnumbering me here. I live in Nairobi, in Kenya. I'm coming full circle because I'm an ex-New Yorker as well. I was a couple of blocks from here, JP Morgan Chase, and then Goldman Sachs, and moved back to the continent. My good friend Busi, we go way back. We started new initiatives together here back in the days, Angel Africa, other great initiatives to connect us to the continent. So I think today is really coming full circle, as I say. We all started from here, right? And now seeing this initiative, the New York Chamber of Commerce, and I like acronyms in the industry I come from, I'm a banker, I'm calling it NIAC. So the NIAC, in our African language, it means something. When you say somebody got the NIAC, okay, it means basically you have the thunder. So you're like a lion, you want it, you go after it. Okay, that's the NIAC. Right? So when Busi approached me a couple of months ago telling me about this initiative, I thought that it was an amazing initiative, and really I wasn't that surprised. All the things we've done with Busi related to the continent in Africa. I thought this was really very timely to set up such an institution that would develop the relationship between Africa and New York City and New York State across the board. I really think that synergies are there, opportunities are there. New York is right on the coast, Atlantic coast, and Africa on the other coast. So why go around the world to get to each other? And we should just create the bridges and the linkages between New York and Africa. And I think this is part of that initiative. And I really look forward to be part of this initiative and really congratulating Busi and the whole team, the state of New York and the city of New York for coming up with this wonderful initiative. And I would really preach that we keep it open, right, to all industries. I hear a lot of sectors that talk about import, exports, and commerce, manufacturing, and all this. But I think let's not forget the financial institutions. Okay? I mean, somebody told me yesterday, follow the money. I think it's important to have the means for the things you want to do, and getting financial institutions, bankers in the room is going to be really critical. So I commit to bring my part of the world in this institution. So Shelter Africa Development Bank is the only multilateral development bank across the continent of Africa that finances affordable housing and urban development, urban infrastructure on the continent. Today we have a 52 million housing deficit on the continent. Now, if you assume that a home price is about $20,000 to $25,000 for affordable housing, you need about $1.3 trillion. So that's more than $1,000 billion. So that's $1.3 trillion. So just to tell you that the opportunities are out there, investment opportunities on the continent, across the board. I mentioned our sector housing, but we also have many other opportunities in other areas. I just came from a discussion with the New York Real Estate Chamber across the street at Harvard Club, and they see major opportunities to also get involved. So I think it's going to be critical to look at sectors and see how we can connect, right, New York to the rest of Africa. So Busi, looking forward to partner and work with you. And while I'm acknowledging the room, also my colleague, Head of External Affairs and Communication, Nissan Abdul Hadi, who's from Kenya, who's in the room. I'm very glad to see my sisters, Mariama, and our sister who just spoke as well. They're all family to me. I'm from Guinea, like themselves. So we think bringing this diaspora together is really key. So looking forward to the partnership, and congratulations again for the NIAC.
Our speaker, we have in our midst an entrepreneur, humanitarian, author, and a mental health champion who also happens to be Miss South Africa 2020. Let's welcome her to the stage, Miss Shidifatso Busita.
Hello everyone, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I just wanted to say how proud I am of Sis Lucy for this incredible initiative. I know the goal of the New York Africa Chamber of Commerce is to build a pivotal bridge for both small and large businesses seeking to expand trade between New York and Africa. But I also think it serves as a pivotal intergenerational bridge for mentorship. I think for the most part when we speak about businesses, a lot of young people like access to opportunities, access to networks that can allow them to really grow their businesses and expand the African footprint of different parts of the world. So yeah, very, very excited for this incredible initiative, and I just wanted to say congratulations.
All protocols observed. My sister Bosi, thank you so much for putting this together. And our panelists earlier, thank you. My name is Wesley Jackson Kaburi. And after the last speaker, now I'm scared to say the name of my organization. I am the founder and CEO of a global organization called Nyaka. It's not what you said. I'm from Uganda, and that's the village where I was born. That's where I was born and raised. Nyaka is the name of my village, not what my brother described. And now I know that Nyaka Global, which is a company, organization registered here in the United States, UK, and Canada, that enhances technology, education, and women empowerment. I started this when my brother died of HIV/AIDS 25 years ago. Came right here at Columbia University in New York to get education, moved on to Harvard University and settled in Michigan, where I was employed to work for Michigan State in management and international human rights law. As I raised money for Michigan State University, 10 million plus every year, I realized I can put 1 million in Uganda once a year and be a happy man. So I quit my job and started enhancing economic empowerment for women, children, and youth in Uganda to begin with, and now we are ready to scale into other countries. In order to do this, we need many people to work together. And so for me, Butsi call to action would be to invite every single one person here and your networks to join the membership, subscribe, and spread the word. So many of us in the diaspora come from the continent and become successful, tend to stay working alone. And if we combine our efforts, we will go far, but we will also dig deeper. I want to go back to the quote my sister here cited by J.F. Kennedy, because I spent a year at Harvard last year, and that sign was in front of me at Kennedy School. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. We've come here, we've done jobs, we've established companies, but giving back to our communities for me is where the heart is. I started as a charity organization, then I created social enterprises. Right now, we are working with 23,000 women. Each of those women are business women. My sister Siama from Kenya is doing the same in Kenya. You are from wherever you are coming from, do something for your people, not just hand out, teach them how to fish. These are women who can't read. These women cannot read and write. They cannot speak a word in English. When I told them make baskets and put in Harvard University, they drew it, they did the baskets, and the president of Harvard, before they kicked her out, Claudia, bought 10,000 baskets to give away as gifts instead of giving away. Enhancing what we already have, technology is on our hands. These women have now got together and established a bank of their own. So my brother banker right there in Nairobi, I will scoot you out into Uganda, and we can teach our women how to bank with their phones. We can enhance AI, create centers for our children to learn skills in their own communities and get employed in their own communities. Bosi, you are alive. I didn't know you were Nyaka, Now you're thank you so much. God bless you and continue to shine.
I love that message on empowering women, right? Because we've heard it so many times. When you educate, we're going to invite Ms. Helen Chalisa, who is the Executive Director of Ribbon Rouge Foundation, to come up and say a few words. Hello.
I'll be taking a few moments, but if I was to applaud Lucy and her team for this great initiative, it'll eat into my minutes. But I'll just talk a little bit about Africa's readiness. Before assuming this new role, I was in Botswana, where I was the inaugural Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Entrepreneurship. So I can attest to the fact that Africa as a whole, not just Botswana, we have really set our agenda in terms of entrepreneurship, innovation, the mood, the momentum has been at a record high. So I can see the alignment with the chain of commerce and what is happening actually on the ground in Africa. We urge for that collaboration. We have challenges. Entrepreneurial challenges are just not unique to Africa. Gone are those days where problems were only African problems. An entrepreneur in New York will have the similar set of challenges and problems as one back in Africa. So the talent is there, the skill is there, the innovators are there. We've seen great wonders come out of Africa. We're looking at Mbesa. It has been talk of the corridors throughout the UNGA, some of the sessions that I had attended. So that is some of the great things that are coming out of Africa today. Over and above that, what I love about the Africans, we are so intentional. It's not just Africans in Africa, Africa in the diaspora as well. Your presence in this room just attests to that. Having said that, we are more than ever so determined to unleash our potential. There are actually a number of African entrepreneurs that actually did come to UNGA. I don't know if anyone is here. Okay, let's say you come. I did extend an invitation to some of them. So we'll see, they're with me there. And it's just to appeal that what I will do, our commitment is to reinforce your efforts as a Chamber of Commerce, with Africans. I sit on a think tank based out of Nairobi, and we're in the process of mobilizing a lot of the African millionaires. So, I'm going to, with your permission, Busi, Benga, extend the membership to the New York Chamber of Commerce. I'm allowed to do that, right? In my next engagement. So, we need to be able to have resources on ground so that, when we're connecting the dots, the pattern joins. Having said that, thank you very, very much for your indulging me, and Busi, Benga, well done. Very, very proud of you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Our final speaker of the evening is none other. He's part of the planning committee. He has been instrumental in the planning of this event, and I am just delighted to invite him to say a few words. Please welcome Mr. Benga.
Thank you, Sandra. Can we please appreciate Sandra? So, tell the next person sitting to you, everything you need is in the room.
Everything you need is in the room.
But you got to look them in the eye to say that. So, I'm so glad to be here. My name is Benga Montayo, and I'm the executive producer of the US Africa Business Week that just ended last week. So we are working together. I know Busi for one thing, and I know you all can attest to that. Busi is a connector. Busi is a connector. We can clap for that. To connect people. And that's why we have to make this vision come alive. This vision has to succeed. It's not just needed, but it's also by someone who genuinely loves people and love people to succeed. And so whatever it takes, we all have to join hands together to make it work. It takes a village to raise a child. And so you are not just here by accident. She curated your name. She has so many people, but she's working with a constrained space. So you're not here by accident. And so my call to action to each and every one of you is to think within yourself, what would I do to make this vision work? How do I want Lucy to know that I'm in her space? So I'm going to give you a second to think about that. Think about that. Your support could be in the form of financial support. It could be in the form of membership drive. It could be in the form of working with her in the administration. So think about something, and we have right here the website. The volunteer form is on the website, NewYorkAfricaChamber.com. So I'd like for you to take a minute, and I have someone at the back with a QR code. Could you please pass it around? Let everyone take a picture of that QR code. And so take a minute to think about this. All right, so the other thing I'd like to do is for each and every one of you to bring out your phones. Again, I'm waiting. Bring out your phones. I'm the captain now. So you gotta listen to me. Bring out your phones and use that NYACC, NYACC, as the hashtag. Do a selfie. Or if you have already taken a picture, use that picture. If you have not taken something you like, I'll give you the permission to stand up. Come take your picture here, or find someone you admire or a friend you like. Take a picture with them. I don't see no phones out. I see that. Okay, great job. I see them. So wave your phones and do it. If you don't have someone to take pictures, take my picture. My hand is Meet Benga, so you can tag me, okay? Let's do this. And so, I'm just going to give you a second to complete that. Let's see if you can do that. I'm also going to quickly say a gentleman was from Morocco. The gentleman from Morocco sitting next to Jan. You were speaking about the visa issues, right? I know it wasn't addressed. I'm in the same boat as you, and Janet can bear me witness. Every year we have hundreds of people who are genuine, looking to do business with the United States. And they are always mostly turned back because of the visas. And so it's something that this chamber has to collaborate with other relevant organizations. We have to make a strong delegation to the people who matters in DC so they can understand. We cannot, on one side, wanting to do business with Africa, and at the same time, we're treating everyone as if they're going to run away. Even with traveling business in Africa, it's holding people back. And so we all have to, I'm just saying that I hear you, and we all have to work together. We have to get someone to lobby for us. We have to write a letter to elected officials. We will do what we can to make sure that our voices are heard. These and many more are some of the things that this chamber will continue to do. And so I want to end this by saying thank you all for coming, and I look forward to connecting with you. Thank you all.
Wow, thank you all so much for coming today. This has been incredible. And I truly believe that, we've had such a great start, but it will certainly not be the end of the conversation. So let's stay connected, and I encourage you all, please do not leave this room today without taking action. take some sort of an action, right? Whether it's completing the membership interest form or taking a selfie, right? As Beto told us to do. Whatever it is, please take action and let's embrace and support Vuyo on the beginning of this incredible journey. She needs all of our support. She needs our input. She needs our advice. So please stay connected. We talked a lot today about the importance of mobilization, amplifying our voices, right? And this is the beginning of that. So once again, thank you all so much. If you are here in November, I would love to invite you to Panagenius, our conference here in New York, the Black Stars Experience. It's going to be 2 days of Black excellence as we celebrate leaders and innovators across the diaspora. So we invite you to be a part of that experience. You can learn more by going to blackstarsexperience.com. Thank you all so much. Please stay for the networking.